So today is my birthday. I turned 24. And honestly, it's a day that just painfully reminds me of how lonely my life feels. It always fills me with this quiet sadness that not many people care. Birthdays can feel like such a lonely time. Like, am I the only one who feels like Dr. Doofenshmirtz on their birthday? Like, nobody cares. I don't have a lot of friends, and when I go to Instagram, I always see people getting tagged on their birthday, their friends sharing memories with them, and that never happens to me. Not once. And as much as I pretend not to care, I really do. It kills me from the inside that I don't have one best friend in my life, that I feel this alone. So I thought, you know what? Instead of spending the day all by myself, why not turn the pain into art? Why not make something out of it? Why not celebrate with you, the person who's watching this? If you clicked on the video, thank you. Your support means the world. And if you really want to give me a birthday gift, click that subscribe button. That would honestly mean more to me than anything else today. So yeah, I've got 24 questions to answer. And to keep it 100 with you, I asked ChatGPT to generate the questions it would ask me. And some of these hit deep. I'll be talking about everything: my childhood, my schooling life, my teenage years, how my 20s are going so far, all of it. So yeah, if that interests you, if you want to know more about me, then yeah, I'll be happy to tell. So stay tuned. Alright, question number 1. What's the lowest moment of your life so far, and how did you survive it? Okay, I see we're starting strong. I'd say the lowest moment of my life was probably my father's death. He passed away in 2019, and what shook me the most was how instant it felt. How unbelievable. He had been sick for a while. He had lymphoma, cancer, and he was suffering. But I think my delusional little self thought that he would recover somehow, but he didn't, and he died. And it broke us. Our family. It was like the backbone of our family was gone. So how did I survive it? Well, that's the thing. You have to. You suffer, you go right through it, and you come out of the other side stronger and more mature. There's no shortcut, there's no escape, just pain, and then growth. Okay, next question. What's something about your childhood you wish more people understood? Honestly, I wish people understood that I had talent. I had the brains. The other day, my sister gave me these tough math expressions to solve. She was testing how intelligent I was. And you know what's the most surprising thing? I cracked all of them in 5 minutes. And it made me realize something. My school experience wasn't terrible because I was incompetent. It was because the system that I was in failed me. I was intelligent, I was capable. But I didn't fail. It failed me. And I really wish my parents had understood that. Okay, question number 3. What's the piece of advice you wish someone had given you as a kid? I wish someone had looked me in the eyes and said, you don't have to perform. You don't have to hide. Being gay isn't dirty. It isn't wrong. It's just you. And that's okay. I spent so much of my childhood trying to shrink myself, hating the way I looked, the way I felt, the way I was. I wish someone had told me that one day you'd look back and ache for the softness that I used to have. The skin, the clarity, the innocence. Not because I peaked back then, but because I didn't deserve to feel ugly in my own body. So yeah, if you're that kid now, don't hate your reflection. You're going to miss that face one day. Be kind to it while it's still yours. Okay, question number 4. What part of your personality do you feel is the most misunderstood? I'd say my brutal honesty. People often mistake it for rudeness. And yeah, if I'm being honest, I can be rude sometimes, but it's rarely about them. It's usually about me. My own insecurities, my own self-hate. It's just me projecting. And it's me emotionally bleeding out and not knowing how to stop. And I just wish people could see that. Not as cruelty, but as kind of a quiet scream. Alright, question number 5. What's a dream you had to bury because life didn't let you chase it? Singing. I always wanted to be a singer. And honestly, I can sing. Like, I am pretty okay at it. Sometimes I hit notes that even surprise me. Like, wait, did I just really hit that? If you haven't checked out my Whitney cover on my shorts page, go do that. I really hit that note. It wasn't just that I loved singing. I'm obsessed with it. I studied the greats. I know their technique and their tone, their stories. But it never really happened. Music is expensive. Becoming a pop idol that people adore, that's a privilege, not a talent. So yeah, it's a dream I had to bury. But maybe not forever. Because, as Florence Foster Jenkins once said, quote, "Everybody says I can't sing, but nobody can say I didn't sing." And you know what? That's the energy I live by. So one day I will sing. I'll pursue that dream, but just not today. Okay, question number 6. What's your happiest childhood memory that still makes you smile? Probably my 6th birthday. It was one of those quiet, cozy, warm celebrations with friends. Back in the day, birthday parties were different. Your friends came, your neighbors came, classmates, cousins. Everyone showed up. We cut the cake, we danced, we laughed. And at that point in my life, I had everything. A mother, a father, both of whom loved me and treated me like a king. I had grandparents, my sister, friends, family. I had everything. And I still have some videos from that day. When I look back at them, I see pure joy. My childhood from age 1 to 10 was honestly really happy. Everything after that, not so much. But yeah, that birthday, that little boy, he was loved and he was happy. Okay, question number 7. What's the weirdest thing you were obsessed with as a kid? I had a weird obsession with those WWE cards. You know, the ones with John Cena, The Rock, The Undertaker. Yeah, those. They were everything to me. I even had a literal photo album where I'd store my collection like it was treasure. I would buy a pack of cards for like $10. I would tear it open, and inside you'd find maybe 3 cards. And if one of them was a gold card, oh my god, the dopamine, the thrill I'd feel, it honestly felt like winning a lottery. It was a full-on obsession, and I'm not into it anymore, but back then, yeah, those wrestling cards were my entire personality. Alright, question number 8. Which TV show feels like home to you, no matter how much time passes? Easy, Mr. Bean with Rowan Atkinson. I've been watching that show since I was a little kid. And I'll keep watching it for the rest of my life. You know what shocked me? There are only 10 to 15 live action episodes of Mr. Bean. That's it. The rest are all in animated version, which, has over 100 episodes. But it never felt like that. It never felt like there were so few because I grew up with it. It always was there. Mr. Bean is just a timeless TV show. I watched it since I was a child. I still watch it as an adult. And not just that, shows like The Office, Avatar, The Last Airbender, these shows are evergreen comfort shows. No matter how old I get, I'm always gonna come back to them. Question number 9. How would you describe your school years in just 3 words? Lonely, isolating, and brutal. School was tough, like really tough, especially during senior high. It was isolating, and I went through a lot of bullying. I was a gay kid who just didn't know how to interact with the boys of his age because they spoke a language that I didn't understand. It was the bro talk. Talking about sports and things I wasn't into, misogynistic jokes about girls and stuff like that. So I didn't know how to interact with them. And I was too scared to sit with the girls because every time I did, someone, a teacher or a student, would call me out. They'd say, "Oh, go play with boys." And it was humiliating. And even though the girls were kind and welcoming, I never had the courage to sit with them again. There's this one image that always sticks with me. The games period, okay? The boys would run off to play football, and the girls would sit in the ground in circles and chat. And me, I'd stand alone by the banyan tree, waiting for the period to end. I had no one. Even in class, when teacher would announce a seating change, every other kid would groan because they were being separated from their friends. But me, I'd secretly be excited because I thought, wow, finally, I'll get a partner to sit with. So yeah, my schooling life was incredibly lonely. I'm glad it's over. And yeah, it's something that I never want to experience ever again. Okay. Question number 10. What's the pettiest grudge you're still holding on to? Okay, this is pretty lighthearted. So in 9th grade, this boy took my math notebook right before our unit test. He borrowed it on Thursday and promised he'd return it by Friday. Now, mind you, on Monday, it was our unit test and Saturday, Sunday was off. Well, guess what? This motherfucker was absent on Friday. And I started panicking. I was like, oh my God, where is my notebook? He has it. How am I going to get it? So me and my father literally had to go to his house. Thankfully, he lived nearby, and ask for it back. When he opened the door, he was all confused. He's like, "Oh, where did you come from?" I said, "Dude, you fucked me over. You took my notebook. Like, I wasn't gonna pull up and reclaim my notes? Please." Anyway, it's lighthearted now, but yeah, I'm still holding on to that grudge. He knew exactly what he was doing. Okay, question number 11. What's the most ridiculous thing that made you cry? Honestly, the movie Coco. Yeah, the final scene where they all reunited in heaven. Yeah, that scene broke me. I don't even know why. I just started crying. It hit something deep. And yeah, dude, that movie is so beautiful. I love it. Okay, question number 12. What's something you're scared people would judge you for, but you still love it anyway? This. My YouTube channel. Whenever you're doing something creative, there's always this fear of judgment. And I'm so raw and honest on here that if someone close to me, especially family, were to find out, yeah, I do think they would judge me. It's not that I'm scared of them. I'm not hiding. But I do think they'd look at it sideways. Like, why are you talking like that online? Or why are you saying such personal things? But here's the thing. I love doing this. I love being unfiltered, sharing my truth, and talking about things that matter. So no, I'm not embarrassed. I'm proud of this, even when a small part of me still braces for judgment. Okay, question number 13. What's something you pretend not to care about but totally do? I'd say being in a relationship. I'm 24 years old and I've never ever been in a romantic relationship. I pretend it doesn't bother me. I say stuff like, oh, I'm just single. Lots of people are single. It's no big deal. But the truth is, it does get to me. It kills me that I've never been in love. That no one's ever fallen in love with me. No matter how much I pretend not to care, I do. I really do. Question number 14th. What's a hill you'll die on, no matter how unpopular? I don't even have to think about this. Burgers are better than pizza. There, I said it. Argue with the wall. Pizza is just flat bread with some cheese slapped on top. It's hard to chew, it's boring, and honestly, I really don't get the hype. A burger, on the other hand, a burger is more fulfilling. It's satisfying, especially a chicken burger. The bun, the patty, the lettuce, the cheese, the tomato, like, what's not there to love? I can eat 2 burgers and be full for the entire damn day. Burgers are that bitch. I don't eat them every day, but if you give me the choice, I'm picking a burger over pizza every single time. Yeah, it's an unpopular opinion. It's weird, but yeah, it's my opinion and I stand by it. Okay, question number 15. What's one toxic trait you're actively trying to unlearn? Probably my brutal honesty, especially with people I'm closest to. I sometimes say things without a filter and it hurts them. There's a line between brutal honesty and straight up rudeness or cruelty. And sometimes I cross that line. It stops being honesty and starts becoming something uglier. So yeah, I'd say this is a toxic trait of emotional bleeding, just spilling everything out without thinking, and I'm trying to unlearn it. Okay, question number 16. Who hurt you the most? And what would you say to them now? My mother. If you don't know, my parents were separated when I was 10, and the divorce battle dragged on till I was 12. And she made it very clear in the court that she didn't want me, her firstborn. She only wanted my little sister. Mind you, I was a child, 10 years old. And hearing your own mother say, I don't want my child, that really broke me. She never fought for me. She never called. She only wanted to stay in touch with my sister. And honestly, that silence, that absence, still kills me from the inside. I'll never forgive her for brushing off her motherhood like it meant nothing, for abandoning both of us, because right now, both me and my sister are suffering, and she is responsible, to a degree, for all of this. So what would I say to her? I'd say, you are a failure. You were raised by your parents from childhood to adulthood, then married my father and were raised by him, and now you married again, and your new husband is now taking care of you. Every time you get married, you have kids, and then you just move on. What kind of a deadbeat mother are you? Do you have no shame? How do you live with yourself, knowing there are kids out there that you abandoned? What are you going to tell your current children? That you have 2 others they've never met? What will they think of you once they know that their mother had 2 children once she birthed and then just left? Will they look at you the same way? Question number 17. What's a small moment from this past year that meant everything to you? I'd say spending Holi with my old schoolmates. Holi is a traditional Indian festival. It's like a festival of colors where everybody throws powdered color at each other. So it's a ton of fun, and I had a ton of fun with my classmates. They weren't from my school, but they were classmates in a different setting. And that day we partied like little kids. Even though we're adults now, we played it like we were back in childhood. There was color, laughter, dancing, and it just felt like a breath of fresh air. It was such a small moment, but one I really needed, and I'm so grateful for it. Question number 18. What's the kindest thing someone did for you? I'd say it was a family friend. I won't say his name, but he offered me the job that I still have today. Back in 2019, right after my father passed away, he welcomed me into his workforce. No long interview rounds, no tests, just a genuine conversation, and the job was mine. And for the past 5 years, I've been working there. He didn't have to do that. He didn't owe me anything, but he did it anyway. And I'll always be grateful for that. Okay, question number 19. What's a compliment that meant the world to you? Okay, so recently my sister told me that I have a beautiful smile. She even complimented my dimples. And I don't know why she said that, but we were just talking and I happened to be smiling and she just said that. And honestly, it meant the world. It made me think, hey, maybe I'm not that ugly after all. Okay, question number 20. What do you want people to say about you when you're not in the room? That I always stood on business. I've always been honest and direct. I don't play games. I say what I think and I keep it real. So yeah, when I'm not around, I want people to say respectfully, he was honest and he always stood on business. Okay, question number 21. What's something about yourself you're finally learning to love? Two things. First, my queerness. For the longest time, I was uncomfortable with it. I thought it was just a phase, that one day I'd grow out of it and become more quote-unquote normal. But as the years went by and more wisdom came in, I realized it's not a disease. It's not a flaw. It's something beautiful and something to embrace. So yeah, I'm finally learning to love my queerness. And second, my skin color. I'm a brown Indian man with dark skin, and I'm finally starting to see it as a blessing, not a curse. I'm learning to love my brown skin, my dark brown skin, for exactly what it is. Question number 22. If someone only knew your YouTube channel, what would they not know about you? Like I said, that I'm a brown Indian boy from Delhi, India. I work a remote job, and I graduated from high school, but I didn't continue with college because, after the tragedy in 2019, I had to step up and get a job. And I like the quieter things in life. Playing badminton, going to the library, browsing bookstores, or taking offbeat trips to the mountains. And one random thing you definitely wouldn't know, or you would, as you're watching this video, I make it painfully obvious that I suck at video editing. I hate it, but I'm slowly getting better at it, so yeah. Alright, question number 23. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Hopefully working for myself. Maybe as a freelancer, maybe even as a singer. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I hope it does. But what I do know is I don't want to be working for someone else. I don't want to be a corporate slave making someone else's dream come true. I want to be building my own dream, and I really hope by then I am. Okay, question number 24. If tomorrow was guaranteed to be perfect, how would you spend it? I would pack my bags, head straight to the airport, and fly off to Switzerland or Norway. And in this perfect world, The flight only would take an hour. I'd land, I'd check into a gorgeous, luxurious hotel with a balcony overlooking some breathtaking view. Then I'd go out, maybe grab an ice cream or a warm cup of coffee, wander the streets, take pictures, soak in the beauty, no stress, no rush, just existing. And after a long day of strolling and breathing, I'd return to my room, crawl into the comfiest bed imaginable, and sleep without a single worry about tomorrow. That's my perfect day. So, there you have it. 24 questions for my 24th birthday. Let me know down in the comments if you liked this video, what could I improve on? Consider subscribing. And yeah, for the outro, I'm just gonna put some of my childhood photos. So yeah, enjoy.